Now, welcome to a special edition of Hardcore Wrestling Radio. Yes, and this is a live broadcast, and we have a special disclaimer brought to you by the son of a bitch, Andy.
Yes, if you're under the age of 14, you shouldn't be listening to this because we drop the F-bombs. That's what we're noted for. So if you don't like anything you hear on the radio show this evening, fuck off.
Absolutely. And that was, like I said, the son of a bitch, Andy. And, of course, we are also joined by the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, welcome to Hardcore Wrestling Radio.
I echo everything Andy just said, and thanks for having
Yeah.
me.
Now, we just had a taped show, which we will be posting on Spreaker.com/Hardcore HWR Media. Excuse me. And we had a great guest. Andy, why don't you tell the crew about people about our guest?
Yes, over the last month or two, I've been having a Facebook conversation with no other than hardcore wrestling legend Axel Rotten. And tonight he graced us with almost 2 hours, telling us stories, answering any question, no holds barred.
Yeah, and it was probably one of the best interviews I think we've had yet. I mean, we've interviewed some great people like Jason Knight, in the past, Al Snow.
We've interviewed Axel before, and that was an awesome interview, but it was only probably 30, 35 minutes. But tonight he stole the show, and if you listen to the show when it's uploaded, I'm sure you'll agree he's probably one of the nicest guys you could meet in the wrestling industry today.
Yeah, and
There's a graces about the guy. He's just honest, down-to-earth, nice human being.
absolutely. And you know what, to be honest with you, I have to say, in all fairness, when we interviewed him, we also interviewed Jerry Lynn, and I don't really think that Axel Rotten really got a fair handshake last time. As much as I thought that Jerry Lynn was a great interviewer too, but I just think by the time he had got on, both guys were just ready to take off, and I think there was like 5 or 6 of us, even 7 of us, and we were all talking over each other, and I don't think he got a fair handshake that time. I think this time around, he definitely, like you said, he stole the show. The spotlight was on him this time.
Yeah, we basically left the ball in his court. There was no time restriction, and he gave us above and beyond what we expected. I was not expecting an interview that was going to go on for that long, and if it hadn't struck midnight where he lived, I think he'd have continued, and he's promised us another interview in the future and probably bring a few of his friends on board as well, so stay tuned.
Absolutely. And like I said, this is our first live broadcast, so we're just testing the waters. We do plan on going live on a regular basis. We've been just doing tape shows just to see, how things have been going here over at Spreaker.com. We were live before over on Blog Talk Radio to air some dirty laundry. Yeah, pretty much. And so right now I'm just checking out the deck to see how it works, and it looks pretty good. It looks like you can add some sound effects and stuff to it that you can add to, So forgive me if I'm a little bit sidetracked and stuff. It's just we're just going to sit here and just shoot the shit for the next 30 minutes. So this isn't really going to be our official show. It's just kind of a test of the water show, so to speak. Pretty much, guys.
If there's any people listening to this test broadcast, if you want to get involved in the show, you can contact us Skype, which we're talking on now, Hardcore Crew 1. If you just put that in your search engine. Hit us up that way. You can come in and join the conversation. It's no holds barred, anything goes, and we talk about anything wrestling orientated. So if you've got a wrestling angle that you want to talk about, something that you're passionate about, something that you hate, whether you're a WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor fan, indie wrestling fan, doesn't matter, just come in and shoot the shit with the guys.
That's right. And if you don't want to, if you just want to ever listen to the shows are over on Spreaker.com/HWR Media. So, you don't feel that you have to press that you have to come in and talk to us. You can just listen to us and, we'll talk your ear off. So I'm going to just check out a few of these sounds. Let me... Yeah, that is our... That is some of our sound effects we got here. This thing has a really cool sound effects, Andy. You guys check out some of this deck. It has, hold on. I'm just playing some of these Ronnie sound effects. And hold on. This has a huge list already uploaded, and I can upload more sound effects. Yeah, and this has stuff that I could never,
As we get to understand how it works, obviously we'll have our own jingles, and just like we did, we'll probably get the jingles from the other show that we did and revamp them to suit the new style of this show. But there'll be myself, Andy, Rick, Lance, who's on with us at the moment. We got Will, yep. Bay Area MVP. We'll have Fat Boy, James.
Who's on a bus?
Yeah, he was on a bus feeding homeless people.
Yep. And we.
Billy Buzio from Hardcore Wrestling Days, if you remember him. We might even have the occasional Village Idiot. Chris Rogers might join us a couple of times. And, there's always somebody out there that will.
And then, of course, and of course, like earlier tonight, we had, a celebrity like Axl Rotten. You never know who else might show up. So you got to come in and listen. So, this thing, I can even do a search media right now for a sound effect as we're talking right now. This is a really nice little, and I can close it. And there's 2 decks, which means I can have people come on in. I think I can have you come in, Andy, if I wanted to have you come in the deck, and you can control the sound decks. Yeah.
Who's that guy that we were talking about earlier who we'll have to get on one night as a guest, Con? The one that Will was telling us about.
Oh,
He sent us that link to his...
One Man Crew. One Man Crew.
He links about as interesting as a fly buzzing around.
Yeah, I think we were a little too much.
The one man he's been on. The one man crew has seen on international television. He's been on fantastic shows like Jerry Springer. That's a wonderful show when you're a wrestler to be on.
Little did he know they wanted to say he was on Jerry Springer when he was fighting with his wife.
They'd probably be on Judge Judy next.
No, actually, he'll be on Maury Povich next to the disclaimers of the... Yeah, pretty much. But, wow. We just, like I said, we're still checking out all the new little gadgets here, and I have to say, I'm very, very impressed with this deck. And like I said, there's 2 actually empty decks. So, I don't know how you can come on, or if I have to make you, that's something I'm going to have to look up.
Yeah, some of the just having a quick notes now. Some of the questions we asked Axel, if you're interested, what we asked is like, the backstage incident at One Night Stand with Bradshaw and Blumeany, his thoughts on Paul Heyman, how did he come up with the Type A death match with Ian, what's his relationship with Ian like, his best match, his Bell's palsy and how it's affected him today, so on and so forth. There's I won't say how many questions he got through on the evening, but as you can appreciate, to fill almost 2 hours, there was a fair number of questions, and that just gives you some idea of some of the questions we asked, and some we can't go into here because we don't know what age group people are listening, but we're hoping for a more mature age group because, as the name suggests, Hardcore Wrestling Radio, we do like to drop the F-bombs, and all the guests are welcome to say their mind, say what they feel.
Absolutely. That's what we are all about. We are not about PG rated, as so to speak. We are definitely an R rated show. We are definitely so we are trying to be a little bit more discreet for this one show because we're trying to still test the waters. But as the show goes on, we're not gonna we won't hesitate. That F-bomb will be dropped. So for those parents who are letting your kids stay up past midnight, well, you know what? That's on you. That's not going to be on us. Wow. So, you know what, Andy? One thing I haven't really had a chance to talk to you about. We've over on TNA. We're going to shift gears a little bit. We saw that Sting has brought over Kurt Angle to the Main Event Mafia, which I think everybody's pretty much expected that to happen. What are your thoughts about that?
I'm just wondering if it's because there's rumors that Kurt Angle's contract is due for renewal. I just wonder if this is going to be his last run with TNA before he probably jumps ship to WWE. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can see that it's like his last run with TNA before he makes that transition back to the WWE to end his career. To guarantee you something. That's my thoughts.
And keep in mind that he did say in a recent interview, and he made it very clear, that he's been inducted at every single Hall of Fame but one, the WWE Hall of Fame, and he says he should be inducted in that Hall of Fame. He wants the WWE Hall of Fame. So... basically say to him, look, if you don't come back and work for us for at least another year. Back, I really do. All right. And Lance, what do you think? Do you think, the same thing? Let me ask you another question. Who do you think the third member of the Main Event Mafia would be, Will? I'm sorry, Lance. I can...
Too long, Big James Storm fan in place. Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
There was some fraction in TNA a number of years ago where it was 3 or 4 men and 1 woman. I can see that they're going to start bringing If it isn't, Dixie, listen to this and do it.
All right. Well, so I think Serena Deeb was also in the WWE. She was the with the Straight Edge Society. Yes.
She's with CM Punk, and I vaguely remember there was some like Mexican type was in TNA that was with like the Homicide crew at some stage. I can't remember for the life of me who she was. She was a bit like
Rosita?
Melina. Yeah, that's it, Rosita. I can imagine her coming back, and because I think somewhere they do need to have some kind of fraction that's going to upset the female division as well as the male division.
Yeah, I think the female division's definitely been coming back. I don't know if they're going to bring back Serena Deeb. I mean, if they haven't really mentioned it. It would be definitely good, because I saw Serena Deeb in like one or two matches right before she got released, and she really impressed me. But whether it's going to happen, don't know.
I don't think they'll bring Serena Deeb, because if my memory serves me right, I think she left on bad terms. I think she got injured, and they were trying to force her to come back, and I think she won a lawsuit. So I think she's probably marked a card. I could be wrong on that one, but I'm sure it was Serena Deeb that took TNA to court and won a case, and it was something to do with an injury and recovery time. I think they thought she was taking the piss on how long she was out with an injury, and she proved a point that she wasn't fit to come back.
That was not Serena Deeb. That was what was her name? Roxy. Thank you. She was the she was kind of like the hardcore one. She was the hardcore. She wore all black. No. If you remember, no, this was she was like all black. She kind of like like with the black makeup. She was kind of more like the goth chick, but she was hardcore wrestling. Her name was not. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I know who you're talking to. Yeah, and we got our guys, ladies mixed up. Hold on one second. I know exactly what it was. Give me 1 second. Nope, and I have the name. I'll have the divas right here in my. Daphne. Daphne was the one who got injured. She was the one who. Yeah, she is the one who had the lawsuits. She real bad lawsuit because she got injured real bad. The TNA thought they were quote unquote taking the piss out of her because TNA had no they had like no kind of no insurance policies. So she just took them to the cleaners. So yeah, no, it's not gonna happen.
See her coming back to the door. I don't know why she left TNA, but I can see her going back, I think. And I'm not 100% sure why. God, I can't think what the other girl's name is now that was in the Beautiful People.
Oh,
Yeah, why did she go? Does anyone know the story of why she left? Because she was there 1 week and gone the next.
I think her contract was up, and I think she just Yeah, I think she was also kind of they were kind of giving her the shit under the stick in that concept, But they also got rid of Winter, and she was not really that great either.
Yeah, I think she was doing better than when she was whatever her name is, Burchill in WWE. I think she did a bit like Christian. She did far better with TNA. Like Christian than she did with the WWE.
Yeah.
Again, I seem to think there's a lot of WWE stars who are mid-carders, for the want of a better term, there always seem to be the top stars in TNA.
Yeah, and that just seems to happen. Well, I mean, I think it's maybe. Do we think it's because it's the brand?
Maybe it's the brand, or maybe it's because I would love to know what the truth is. I think we've all mentioned this on past shows. I don't really know what Christian's done to Vince or the WWE team, but he's never really had that push that he deserves like he did in TNA, apart from when he won the championship, and that was basically a thank you to Edge. Edge requested it, they granted Edge his wish, but they soon took the belt back off him again. He didn't last 5 minutes, and he was back to almost a mid-card wrestler, and it's a shame because the guy is up there with the Randy Ortons, CM Punks, John Cena's. He's got that kind of star quality, but they're just not pushing him in the way that he deserves to be pushed.
Yeah, and another thing that I hate to say about him, I mean, if you notice, every time he's come back, even to this day, he's wearing the same shirt since, like, what, 2010?
Yeah, I think he's worn the same ring attire ever since he's been wrestling. Even when they were in the Brood, I think he's worn the same ring attire.
But, I mean, you know, most wrestlers, when they come back, and when they're gone, they usually say, okay, we're going to make you a new shirt, we're going to bring you back in style.
I mean,
He was gone.
Chris Jericho reinvents himself no one's away and comes back more than Chris Jericho, but he's got a new persona or a new ring outfit. I mean, recently when he came back, he dropped the full length tights and went to the trunks. So he tries to revamp himself. He went from the long hair to the short cropped hairstyle. He does try and change his look every time he comes back. But with Christian, if he disappears and he comes back, it's the same old Christian.
And I think that's a big issue. If you really think about it, I think Christian doesn't push himself. I mean, even when Christian was over in TNA, he had the jacket. He kind of had the jacket with the hood, but I think that was kind of stepping on AJ Styles, a little bit.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think he was stepping on the toes of AJ Styles, because it was almost a blatant rip-off of AJ Styles.
I don't think he...
Austin Aries, I think it was a bit of a rip-off of both of them.
I don't think he has his own style. I think he's very, very plain.
Generic.
Very, very generic, and that's his problem.
Set in his own ways, and I think he's at the age now where he thinks, why should I need to revamp myself? But there's a lot of wrestlers who are much older than Christian. Even Chris Jericho will say, you've got to come back fresh. You've got to come back new. And if you can't do that, you shouldn't be in the business. And I think that's, unfortunately, that's to be said for Christian, because he's not really good on the mic. Even when he was in TNA, he was not a mic person. He's got the charisma of, although he was known as Mr. Charisma at one time, Captain Charisma. He's got the charisma of a centipede with one leg. He's just a good wrestler and nothing else.
And I wouldn't even call him a good wrestler. I call him an okay wrestler. I mean, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the best, I'd give him a 5, maybe a 6. You know, it's sad because it's like, yeah, you know, you remember the Brood days, you remember the Edge and Christian days, and like, yeah, when he was...
The only time he's ever really excelled was when he was tag teaming with Edge, and I think Edge probably carried him.
Yeah. And...
Like the Dudley Boys are now, as much as they're both talented, I just don't like them as single wrestlers. I just still see them as the Dudleys. They always will be to me. It's like Hawk and Animal when they tried to split them up. You're a tag team, and unfortunately, you're a tag team till you die.
Well, yeah, and or either that, one rises and one falls. I mean, look at the Rockers. HBK and Marty Jannetty. What happened to Marty Jannetty? To this day, he's, you know, he can't get a real wrestling job for the life of him.
Get an indie job from what I've seen on YouTube. He's basically appealing to anyone who's paying $5.
And he still calls himself the Rocker Marty Jannetty. Because he can't let it go. He can't reinvent himself.
There's a recent, if you look on YouTube, his recent video he posted on his channel, Marty Jannetty's channel, he's holding on to the 80s so bad, it's embarrassing, because He's standing there talking to camera, holding his old WWE action figure.
Wow, that's terrible.
It's just bad.
That's just the delusions of grandeur.
And it's like, you can remember me. I used to be with Shawn Michaels, so he's working on, I used to be a WWE wrestler. Here's my action figure. I'm the be all and end all, but I'm groveling for $5 for work your independent show.
Wow. This is...
I think it's a big shock to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, we could go on and on and on about tag teams that split up, and it's a sad thing, and,
Do any of you guys, though, think that as wrestling fans now, they don't seem to think that they need tag teams? They don't. I mean, I think they do, but TNA and WWE seem to think that there's no life in tag teams anymore. I don't know why they think that. The only thing I can put it down to, if it's one-on-one match, you can have the match over within 10 minutes, so it's quick fire for TV. Tag matches tend to drag on for probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Could that be a thing that we don't want to get involved in because it wastes airtime? I don't know, that could be a major factor.
I think that tag teams, could be done right. Especially with, WWE, especially with all the extra people they have, especially with all the shows they have, there's no reason why they couldn't have, tag teams saying, look, we're going to keep you for tag teams, and we're going to keep you for a long time. I mean, they're starting to do it, and I can't say that they're not doing it because, because, they kept, Team Hell No stayed for 9 months. But that's even that. That's still not that's not longevity. I can't even remember any other teams. Even the Heart Foundation didn't even stay that long. They only stayed for a couple of years. The Rockers didn't even stay that long. If you really look back through history, what team really stayed? Aside from, Team 3D, I can't think of any. LOD, but LOD, the only reason why that broke up is because Hawk died. And that's a shame to say, but still, wasn't working. Yeah.
I know a lot of guys on the show have badmouthed Heidenreich and said he wasn't really a good. I thought he was entertaining. I thought he's as good as probably Santino. I wouldn't put him any better, but I'd say he was to me, he was as entertaining as Santino, but to put him with LOD was just disrespectful in my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to kind of agree with you there.
Was it Orc, so it was Animal that's still alive now?
Yes.
I think he should have changed his gimmick instead of, because he was basically living on his old LOD reputation.
I agree with you.
The war paint on his face. I think he should have reinvented himself. I really do.
It just didn't work.
Yeah, it's just a shame that when they teamed him up with Heidenreich, it just didn't work. They'd have done better putting him with somebody with like Vader than Heidenreich.
Yeah. Well, we got about a minute left in this show, so I just wanted to, I think this show was a nice little broadcast. Again, we want to, thank everybody for listening. Andy, where can we find you at?
Yeah, you can find me on my website, which is www.stokehaunted.com. I know it's nothing to do with wrestling, but that's my other hobby outside wrestling, paranormal investigating. It's full of ghosts.
Lance, where can we find you at?
Nesmos TV on YouTube.
All right, and of course, if you're not listening to us over here on Spreaker.com, you can always find us over on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. So for the son of a bitch Andy and the incomparable Lance Moss, I'm the Shining Star saying see you when we see you.